Hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn through Shadowbringers story recap for Final Fantasy XIV. Did I say that already? Well, it's me, Firemac. Anyway, yes, this is still a stream. It will always be a stream. But let's pick up where we left off. We had just done King Moogle Mog. Still Waters. Ophelia has a new assignment for you. Truly, there is no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I received a request for assistance from Amagina and Sons Middle Concern. It would appear their storehouse in Horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seemed in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifests were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the Concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. The brass blades charged with investigating the thefts believe that someone within the Concern is selling the crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been unable to identify a likely suspect. My gosh. And the Concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been merely monetary value. There is even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest but in service to a primal. We can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Yustola when you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun preliminary investigation. I have only confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fears prove unfounded when you do. So we finally get away from the Awakened Sand. So what's the first thing they do? They send me back to freaking Horizon. Amazing. You know, and I never picked up on that the first time around. Oh. Ah, Firemac, your assistance is most welcome. I have already spoken at length with the brass blades of the Rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I can go into further detail, but your time might be better spent in conversation with Fufulupa. He is the officer charged with leading the investigation. Oh, what was that? Oh, a completed adventure. He is the officer charged with leading the investigation. I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If aught eluded my attention, mayhap it will not elude yours. Fufulupa, I remember I gave you a voice. What was the voice? I think it was kind of whiny. Firemac, what a pleasure to see you again. Yustola said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantity of crystals stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than... Ah, but never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of the heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints on the Royal Allegan Sunway. The car bolted off toward Eastern Thailand, where, thank the gods, I hear that our colleagues were able to apprehend them without further incident. A speeding carriage? That would seem a curious choice for thieves such as proven cunning. Eh, that doesn't sound right. Yet the Almalaja do have a foothold in Eastern Thailand. And what of their cargo? Did they carry the crystals we seek? We should be receiving a report any moment now, but I fail to see what else it could. Did you miss me, friends? I'm back, but I fear I come bearing disappointing news. Or on second thought, perhaps it's good news after all. Actually, I need to move my recording window. Hold on. Yoink. Gotta keep a close eye on the recording, make sure nothing goes wrong. Okay. Did you... Oh, I read that already. Yeah, I read that already. Thancred, where have you been off to? I figured you had everything under control here, so I took a brief excursion to the east to check up on our Almalja friends. Oh, wouldn't you believe it, it happened upon a runaway carriage on the way, and even was able to do my small part to help my friends in the Brass Blades intercept it. In all my years, I've never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The Blades were calling it one of the greatest hauls they've ever seen. The stolen crystals, on the other hand, were nowhere to be found. Is that so? Alas, I suppose we have no choice but to resume our search elsewhere. We should reassess our options as well. Come with us, Firemac. Wait, I gave him the whiny voice by accident. Against all expectation, it would seem that Almalja are innocent of this particular spat of crimes, but in all indications they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals, and in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motive were profit, would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. While you think of what it might be, I shall inform Uranjay of our progress, or lack thereof.
Now then.
Oh, voiced.
Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Ah, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's Tome. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
It's our girl.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
Thanks, Rocky. Thanks for that interruption. Okay, so Thancred. A final temptation. Thancred wishes to discuss how to proceed with the investigation. Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? Let me double check something real fast. No, then we want for a better suggestion. I say we try picking Fufulupa's brain again. Who knows? If we work together, we may yet find something of use nestled away within it. Man, I didn't think I'd have to voice this guy so much. Oh, but it's good to see you return. I've given some thought to the matter, and I have just hit upon a most disturbing possibility. How could I have been so blind? Calm yourself, Fufulupa. What is this disturbing possibility of which you speak? I was contemplating as to how the thieves' activities escape our notice for so long, but then it came to me, what if there's someone among our own ranks conspiring with them, a traitor in our own midst? It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded, Fufulupa. Indeed, if, for reasons of security, the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location, their plans would be discovered the moment the Brass Blades were informed. Ah, but such a shipment would surely be well guarded. With thieves as wily as ours, risk open confrontation. Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them such an obvious target. Nay, they would instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret. To entrust the goods to, let us say, a lone Mikote miner, traveling without escort as to not attract undue attention. But who? Ah, I see. Yes, the concern may well elect to do that, but to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way, mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerley. A fine spot for a rest. Would you not agree, Firemac? You lie in wait in the north, and I shall do the same to the south. Forgive me, my friends, but I have received new orders. I must inform my men at once. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer some encouragement. Alright, so where are we going? Oh, like the same spot where the Biggs and Wedge quest was. I'm standing watch. Standing watch. Moving in distant catches your eye. There's more. Ain't dying in this godforsaken hello. Oh, there's your Stola. Oh, look at that. She's all decked out in mining gear. Stubborn to the last as expected, you are unharmed. Well, let's not give her that much of an accent. A gang of sea wolf thieves, and in Thanaland no less. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Sea wolves, all of them? Aye, and all the same taste and facial tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. Why am I giving her an accent? Ah, I need to stop that. Thancred, if you would be so good as to attend to outstanding matters in Horizon, I have inquiries to make. To Horizon, then. Fufulupa will want to hear about your meeting with the thieves. She's gone! Is it worth teleporting? I don't know if I'm like at that just the right distance where I could have just flown there. Okay. On behalf of the Brass Blaze of the Rose, I thank you for your service to the Horizon, or to Horizon, just Horizon, no the. Ah, but we have not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? Then by your leave, I should very much like have a word with your word with the fellow in private. Ah, no, I'm afraid that will not be possible. Regrettably, he managed to subdue the units of Blades dispatched to detain him and made good his escape. Oh, for the love of... How do you manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling that somnus we confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, but he was quite strong. A sea wolf, Lominson born and raised, I believe. But do not worry, we will find him. You have my word on that? I see. Pray keep me apprised of any developments. Yes, he's standing next to me. Understood. I fear our time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing. I know, but one must follow these duty leads. Follow where duty leads, not these duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed, or do you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? That's what you get. You get the stoic nod, Thancred. The Mother of Exiles. Thancred has information on your next assignment. The antecedent bid me to tell you to make for Vesper Bay, where young Alphino awaits for your most... Oh my god. Where young Alphino awaits your coming most eagerly. If it was he who requested your assistance. Some commotion or incident, I am not privy to the details. While you do whatever it is that Alphino has planned for you, I shall endeavor to track down our traitorous Brassblade, and when I do, you may rest assured that we will have our answers. Yeah, so honestly, the moment we get away from this place, the next quest line is taking us directly right back there. We won't be going to the Wakened Sands exactly, but we're still in the area. Still in the area. You are late, no matter. I know where our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, this vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You are familiar with Doma, yes? In Othard? Well, like the rest of the nations of the Eastern Continent, it is ruled by the Garlean Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale, and more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We'd be fools not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to Ul'dah, Firemac. Unless I am mistaken, I am rarely mistaken, we will find the Domans bickering with the Sultan sworn on the royal promenade. You are certain of your role in the proceedings. Insurance. If our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be being pursued by some. If not, who better than you to have an on-hand in the event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident. Besides, I do enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Ul'dah. That like last paragraph felt really weird. Reading it out loud. Alright, so back to Ul'dah we go. So we're starting to meet new characters. Characters that will be important. Wow. I just now got a notification that I went live. Alright, so we need to go to the Royal Promenade, so the Chamber Rule. Chamber Rule is where we need to be. Oh yeah. Slap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it stopped me. It matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you, and darken those doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know what you do. You know not what you do. Their walks are being a little weird. I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart. I know his kind well. I hope that you will find me more to your liking. Alphino Levelier, at your service, my friend. Which I believe makes me very nearly unique in this part of the world, at least. Few indeed are your allies in Ul'dah, yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourselves to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associate at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there is aught we can do to help. Nod. The stoic nod of justice. Alright, so now I gotta go to the quicksand, man. I hope I don't have to do Momodee's voice again. There's some characters I gave like a really exaggerated like accent to, and just in the hopes that I wouldn't have to voice them for very long. But if I have to recall how those voices, that's not gonna end well. Even though I know I have not been perfect with voices, I still want to be somewhat consistent at least, you know? Alright, cool. Doesn't look like we're talking to Momodee. It's gotten so quiet.
We have traveled
voice
some
cutscene.
several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doman, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Oh, hey. Did she actually say her name? Because they just revealed it right there. Yugiri. Yugiri.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri.
Aye. Lying within Othard, Domar was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
Yeah, they haven't actually shown auras yet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Girl Yugiri, if I may, sir, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered so much. Desperation compels me. Gentlemen, gentle sir, if you and your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Oh no, I still have to talk to Momody. Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Firemac? Curse I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth, honey. A wealthy merchant as his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow, see? But just send word they can't come. Meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuff and no one to feed, honey. First, best of all, they pay for the lot in advance, sugar. Go on, call on Fridude, and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell 'em I said to ship the little prince's order to the Wakened Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show 'em those letters, sugar. That should set 'em straight. Oh, God. Okay, fine. Avenue Exchange. Alright, okay, cool. We got this. It's gonna be easy. Gonna be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alright, where's that teleporter? Bam. And bam. Okay. So the Catherine. My, that's a rather odd request. May you misheard her instructions? You know you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. Wow, jeez. I like your tone. She's in the business of feeding refugees now? I ain't normally one to question Mistress Momody's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man what can't eat earn a crust deserves to go hungry. That's messed up, man. That's messed up, yo. That's hella messed up, bro. They didn't give you any trouble, did they, honey? Good. Now go on, tell Lady Yugiri, it's all in good hand. I dare not hope for such magnanimity. Much less expected. Mistress Momody is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you will be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience? Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both, we should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Alphino. I swear we shall return the favor. Not as owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is worth words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. Ugh, I don't like the Syndicate, man. Then I shall choose them with care. You'll be accompanying us, yes? You'll be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. Where are they walking to? Alright, so back to the Royal Promenade. The Chamber of Rule, baby. A pleasure, Captain Summers. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting. Oh man, is this the scene already? We actually get to sit down with the Syndicate? Yep. Oh god.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls.
Hold on, let me just...
Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow.
Hold on, I'm just rereading something. War of Succession. Okay.
Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
Only one person spoke up, though. The guy under the hood, isn't that...
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Oh, here we go.
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Whoa, 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 no. Don't skip the cutscene.
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
It's a regular old Scrooge.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domans Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamican refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Ah, yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo.
This is politics 101, man.
Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Olorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than guild.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman Refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
So the guy in the hood, I'm pretty sure, is Manderville. Which is a character that doesn't get much time in the spotlight. Damn. I mean, you see him in the side quests.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace. And I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Oh boy. Alright. Raban would like to discuss how to handle the Doman Refugees. Promises to keep. As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft have I wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. But I will waste no more words on him, not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the Hall of Flames. Kikyo? Kikyo! Where's Inuyasha, man? Alright, so the plaza is the best one to teleport to for this. Yeah. I guess we met the Syndicate in full, much earlier than I thought we would be. That's cool, because that means there's a lot of plot things I remember in post A Realm Reborn, and there's like so much we have to cover. The Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving that the matter be reconsidered. The Monitarists have made their position clear. Agreed, Ulda is not an option. Nor are Limsa, Lumensa, or Gandania, I judge given the state of their internal affairs. Which leaves our Doman friends confined to a ship, gods, the thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative, place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Nymphilia, that is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We will all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept his judgment, not while my people suffer. And would it be out of question for the Sultan to accept us for a limited time? A week, mayhap, or even just a few days? Excellent, I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal, if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphino. The headquarters of my order, the Science of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of an able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands. Hard labor, lest you wonder, with not save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself proposed, Lady Yugiri. Though I would not hear a word said against our beloved Ulda, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Alphino, once again, I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life of your people go to this one. Wait, what? No. The life your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. And before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat, considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Uldan Adventurers Guild can be assistance. Look for me there anon, Firemac. Oh no, I'm gonna have to voice Momodi some more. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the Immortal Flames can provide. Oh, funny up. He's right where Mobity is. Oh gosh. We are concerned that the Doman Refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long they have been sequestered aboard their ship, with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Momedy has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they are ready to set out for Mordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught the Immortal Flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Were it a smaller number, mayhap it would go unnoticed, but the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordona. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans of the Domans on the Doman's behalf. Very well, we should begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Ulda, Lady Yugiri? And you, in Revenant's Toll, my lord. Well, it sounds like we all have the work to do. Lady Yugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? I wouldn't trust the task of escorting our Doman friends to you, after you have rested your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? Boom, 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 boom.